Forget golden feasts and castles and overflowing banquets. The real story of medieval Britain isn't about kings and knights. It's about peasants. Ordinary men and women who worked from dawn till dusk just to survive. But here's the question. What did they actually eat? Because the answer might just surprise you. Spoiler, it wasn't just bread and porridge. Peasants made up nearly 90% of the medieval population. They didn't have luxury kitchens or endless food supplies. Instead, their meals reflected hard labor, seasonal farming, and strict rules from their lords and the church. So let's step into a medieval peasant's home and take a peek at what's cooking. The backbone of every peasant's diet was bread and pottage. But don't imagine fluffy white loaves. Most bread was made of rye, barley, or even beans and peas. It was heavy, coarse, and sometimes even mixed with ground-up tree bark during famines. Alongside bread, peasants ate pottage, a thick stew of grains, beans, and whatever vegetables were in season. Think of it as the medieval version of a slow cooker meal, bubbling all day over the fire. Unlike nobles, peasants couldn't afford much meat. Instead, vegetables filled their bowls. Onions, leeks, cabbage, turnips, and beans. Many of these were grown in their small garden plots. They also foraged, picking wild berries, nuts, and herbs to spice up dull meals. Meat was a luxury. Most peasants only ate it on feast days, usually pork, mutton, or salted bacon. Sometimes they kept chickens for eggs and the occasional stew. Fish, however, played a bigger role, especially with the church banning meat on Fridays and during Lent. Pickled herring, salted cod, and freshwater fish from rivers were common. Forget coffee or tea. Those didn't arrive until much later. Peasants drank weak, watered-down ale as their daily drink. It was safer than water and gave just enough calories to keep them going. In cider-growing regions, they might drink a homemade apple brew. During harvest festivals or Christmas, peasants might finally taste richer foods: meat pies, cheese, and spiced dishes. Honey was their main sweetener, so special treats included honey cakes or mead. But life wasn't always full of steaming stews and bread. In years of bad harvest, peasants starved. They turned to whatever they could find: acorns, weeds, or even animal fodder. Food was survival, and survival was never guaranteed. Here's the part that may shock you. Peasants sometimes ate things like eels, hedgehogs, or even swan when allowed. In some areas, eels were a valuable trade good in a regular meal. So what did peasants eat in medieval Britain? A lot more than just bread and porridge. Their diet was humble, seasonal, and tough, yet surprisingly diverse. And here's the twist. Many of their meals, full of beans, grains, and veggies, would actually be considered healthy superfoods today. Makes you wonder, who was eating better, the peasants or the nobles?